Hello there and welcome back to the channel. In our last session, we started off by talking about expressions and operators. We delved specifically to look at arithmetic operators, where we stated that we have the addition operator, the subtraction, the multiplication, the division, and then the modulus operators, which are available for us to perform arithmetic operations in our computer programs. We went ahead to look at pretty cool examples and all that. Now in this particular video, I want us to dive and then look at what we call logical operators. Logical operators. Logical operators. So they are denoted using the symbols. We have double ampersand. We also have the double pipeline, which is used to denote or, and then we have the exclamation, which is normally used to denote not. Okay, so let me map each of them to a particular word. So this is for and, this is for or, and then this maps onto not. Okay, yeah, so these are the major basic logical operators that we have. All right, so in order to really understand how they are used in computer programs, let's get to look at some examples. So let's say we have a variable called age, and then let's set the value of this age variable to be 18. Right, and then let's also have another variable which is of a boolean type, and say is qualified. It's qualified. Let's set it to true for now. So these are the two expressions or what have you we have. Do you get it? So let's say we go ahead and say if age, okay, if age is greater or equal to 18, we can go ahead and say console.writeLine. Let's say he or she is 18 years old. 18 years old. Let's get it like so, and then test the program. Click on start to debug the script we have. Okay, this is loading. Let's wait a while. Okay, so we are having the statement he or she is 18 years old, right? Good. So you could realize that this we are combining this how do you call it, these operators here. These are what comparison operators. We talked about this already, right? We talked about these comparison operators already, and then we are saying that whenever this age is having a value that is greater or equal to 18, we should just print onto the console he or she is 18 years old. So this is basically what us using what comparison operators. What if we want to make sure there is another condition that is also met? That is where the logical operators also comes in. Though this section here or this portion of the code here is also performing some sort of logics, but we can complicate it to achieve complex what conditions. We can say that if this is true, okay, if this particular statement here is true, okay, and is qualified, then go ahead and do this. So what essentially is happening here is, if it is true that this age variable is holding a value that is equal or greater than 18, And also this is qualified variable is also what? True. It means that um, more or less like the person is qualified. Then we should go ahead and what? Execute this part of the code. So before then, let me just change this place to false and then run the code and see if we get a result or not. And now indeed we've debugged the application and we are seeing nothing in the console at the moment. This is pretty because we've said that the condition here is what? Is false, and so therefore making this whole expression or this statement false, because we are saying that only and only if this part is true and also this part is true, that is when this code should get executed. And that is how to use the AND operator. So when you are trying to log in into your social media account, there are two things that are normally checked. Okay, there are two things that are normally checked: your username and your password. So they check to see that if your username and password matches, that is when you are allowed to enter into the system. So if your username is correct and your password is not correct, you are not allowed. You are told that you have incorrect details or invalid what? Login. Do you understand? Yes. So that is the AND operator for you. Now let's put to test the OR operator with the same example. So let me go ahead and comment out this part. How do we introduce the OR operator? We use the double pipeline like so. So currently whatever is held in this variable is false because the value of it is false currently, right? But then because of this OR operator, we are going to get a different behavior. So let's just run the code and see the output. You see, we are getting he or she is 18 years old, right? Yes. So what the OR operator does is, if one condition is true and the other is false, the statement is still true because we are saying OR. So this part here is actually true, and then this part is false because the value that is held in this variable here is false, making this statement not to be what? Let's say not really what? Considered. But then because of this OR operator, this whole expression here becomes true because either of the conditions when met would execute this part of the code. But when we decide to use the AND, which we've talked about already, you see that the code here would not get executed. Now let's look at something. I'm going to copy this code again and then paste it, comment out this one, and then revert this OR operator to AND, and then let me just run the code again. Now we get any output. Okay, yes, so you see that we are getting what? A blank screen like that. But then let me introduce one thing here. So in front of this is qualified. Let me just introduce the exclamation symbol like so, and then run the code again. So what are we getting? We are getting he or she's 18 years old. Now listen, we are making sure that these two conditions here are met using what? The AND operator. But here's the case: just before the is qualified variable, we've introduced an exclamation symbol. Now this negates whatever the current value of this is qualified variable is, it negates it. So currently we have the value set to false, and then we are negating it. Okay, so it is now changing the false to true, so it behaves the otherwise, and that is why it is sort of making this whole expression to be true. Do you understand? Yes, it is now converting all this. So already this part is true because the value that is held in this age variable is what, 18. So we are saying that if it is greater or equal to 18, fine, fair enough. And then also make sure that this is what, holding the true value, because of this AND operator, both expressions must return true before this statement here gets executed. But we know from the onset that we've set the variable, the value for this variable here to be false. Then how come that we are getting the statement to still display on the screen? Is because we've negated it using this exclamation symbol, and we say that it is called a not operator, not logical operator. Where is it? Yes, it's not. So whenever you have a true statement, whenever you have a true value, you can negate it using what, these not operator. You understand? Yeah, so that is the basic usage of what, the not operator as well. So we can go ahead and combine all these logical operators to make very complex decisions, and these are what I employed in big applications, right? Yes, these are the symbols, the logical operators that are used in very, very complex computer programs to make it work or behave they want to. Now, there is one thing you need to know. These operators aren't just for numbers. They work with various data types, including what, booleans, strings, and a whole lot more. And trust you me, they are very, very essential. So it is very important for you to really grasp the understanding of them and try to implement basic computer programs with them. And as and when you use them, you become so okay, and you can build on complex data structures like that. Yes. So in conclusion, let's say that when we say operators, these are combined with what, expressions, to make what, decisions in computer programs. So what then is expression? I've been talking about expression, but then you don't really we didn't really have how do you call it, a solid meaning into that. So when we say expression, these are combination of values. So they are combination of values, variables, and operators. Okay, that can be evaluated into a single value. So you have and let's say and what should I even use? Let me use a string. So string, I'm not saying static, I say string name equals to next, like so, and this is an expression. So this is a variable, this is a data type, this is a variable, and this is a value. All this thing combined is an expression, and it can be evaluated into a single value at the end of the day, which will be what, the name here. And this is basically what we refer to as what, expression. Yes, I hope you've learned one or two from this video, and if you have, give it a thumbs up and also follow for more, because I'll be dropping more amazing content. If you have any comment, any suggestion, any difficulty in understanding the concept I'm trying to convey, let me know in the comment section. Let's get interactive, and let's learn more. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, continue to explore, and happy coding. Bye.